What is up, folks? This your boy Dino, aka your Solid Five,
At Bay Area Creeping It Real. And we
and we
are
are
the
the
Boo
Boo Crew.
Crew.
So scared.
Spooky.
We have a fantastic special guest this week. We have you know him from Child's Play. You know him as a sound engineer currently, and he's been doing lots of cool things throughout the years. This is Alex Vincent. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up? Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Or joining, should I say.
So,
My
Nick, you
pleasure.
want to just fire this off? You have any questions you want to start off
So,
with?
Mr. Alexander Vincent, your last name is I'm gonna butcher your last name, dude. So
I'm
do
gonna
you
let I'm gonna let you butcher it. Go ahead.
okay. Low low sight
All right, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
let's yeah.
In Italian, SCI makes the sound of SHE.
Lo Shipio?
Lo Scialpo.
Lo
Close.
Shiopo.
Mhm.
I was named after my grandfather, Alessandro Vincenzo Lo Scialpo.
Let's get into that. That's what's how did you because I see you go by Alexander Vincent, but I never really see you post your actual last name. So what's the story with that?
It's just because it's hard to pronounce and it's yeah, harder to remember, I guess. When I was Vincent is my middle name, so it's not a
Mm.
totally a stage name. But when I did get into that business, I just knew that the last name would be a challenge. It
Yeah,
remains a challenge for everyone.
facts.
So, yeah. I just went with Alex Vincent, which I try to get away with using for everything the best I can. I do like my last name. I just yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, no, I hear
That's
you.
a dope last name. I like it.
Thank you.
You're born April 29th, 1981 in New Jersey, huh? So from the ages from 1 to 6, before you started acting, how was your childhood? Like what got you into acting from those early years on?
Yeah, I was a pretty precocious kid, which is a euphemism for brat. No, I was a pretty bright kid. I saw my neighbor did commercials and I saw her on TV, someone that I knew
Yeah.
personally. I saw on television. I thought that was really, really cool. So we kind of just went to her manager in New York City, her acting manager, with an to try to just book a commercial. You know, we
Hmm.
want to just maybe get one commercial and uh thought that would be fun. And I ended up getting a couple commercials. I ended up actually kind of hating that type of acting
Yeah.
Mm.
really quick. Like it was just too it works for some people. It's too phony for me. Um so I kind of stopped auditioning for commercials right around the time that I booked Child's Play and then
Do
yeah,
you
film landed in my lap.
do you remember what kind of commercials they were? Were they like Kellogg's?
Yeah, I did one for Hess toy trucks. I also collected in the 80s. I guess a
Hmm.
lot of people did.
Mm.
I did one for Hardee's Pound Puppies, which was like Hardee's was a restaurant and they
Yeah,
to
I
sell
remember
these
that.
little yeah, they used to sell these little like Beanie Baby type things called Pound Puppies.
I forgot all about Hardee's. That did exist.
Yeah, so I did that. Then I did a commercial for Crunchy Stars, not Crunchy, Crunchy. That really took off. Yeah, I did a few commercials. I was on a soap opera for a little while, um, as the world turns, which I think I noticed recently that I'm not credited for it. Like it's not, I don't think it was ever on my IMDb or anything.
Hmm.
I
But
don't
I
think I
booked,
saw it either.
yeah, I booked Child's Play while I was on that show. So I kind of left the show to go make that film. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, my character and my character's sister died in a fire. So
That's the way
Hmm.
to go.
yeah.
And so like so when you booked Child's Play, and you knew you were working with Chris Sarandon. Um, I saw that you watched Fright Night before jumping on ship.
I
Um,
did.
Oh, I love that movie.
yeah,
Yeah, I
classic.
did too. It was just in an effort to become familiar with Chris Sarandon, and I guess it was a little maybe not uh thought out too well because I became familiar with, what was his name? Dandridge, Jerry Dandridge.
Yeah, yeah, Daniel, yeah.
Um,
Mr. Vincent.
yes, which is ironic, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. But
Did
yeah,
that
I
did
love
that
that
scare
movie.
you?
It's the first horror movie I ever saw. Um, First on-screen boobs I ever saw too. And I think both were impactful.
Yeah,
Both,
Fright
both
Night's
boobs.
Fright Night's one of my favorite vampire movies. I love Fright
Yeah.
Night. I can watch that over and over again.
I agree. I mean, there's been a lot of vampire things, and I just like almost everything about that
Mhm.
version of them. Yeah,
Yeah, my mom showed me that movie when I was younger. She introduced me to Fright Night, and I loved it.
yeah, yeah. And then subsequently read like all Anne Rice's novels. Like, so I like vampires.
When you got pitched the screenplay for Child's Play, did you know what you were going to walk into? Like when they first pitched it to you, like what did they pitch at you? Like, hey, we need you to play a kid with a crazy doll, and just fucking like how do they?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I don't remember what the first sides, like that I read, which scene I read in my first audition. My mother would probably be able to answer that. But yeah, I'm not sure at what point I got a full understanding of what the character was, certainly before we started filming. I remember, I remember kind of it being explained to me that this is a horror movie and that it's kind of our job to make the audience scared.
Mhm.
And I liked that. I liked the idea of that. Um, the number one question I'm always asked is if I was scared, if I had nightmares, and um, I didn't because that clicked with me that it was our job to make you guys afraid.
Yeah,
So once I understood that, nothing was really going to phase me as far as like the
Mhm.
content.
yeah. I saw
So,
that. I did some research, and I saw that you were a very bright kid at that age, and you remembered pretty much the whole script, and you're very hands on with that movie in general.
Yeah, I remember they gave me, you know, when they gave me the first script, it actually came in like a brown leather bound kind of binder.
Hmm.
mm,
Um, and yeah, I basically taught myself how to read with that script. I read it over and over and over. I had everybody's lines memorized, not just mine.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, and then they did revisions, and I almost jumped off a cliff because I was miserable over the fact that I did all that work for nothing. Uh, no, but yeah, I had to quickly grasp that concept also. But yeah, at first, it was if someone came off script off the lines a little bit, I'd be like, "That's not how you say it." You know, I'm telling you, Christine, Christine Elise, who was like my sister in
Part
Child's
two.
Play too, but
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's foster sisters, which is kind of ironic because we're very much like siblings in real life, uh, adopted by Chucky, as it were.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, she points out my precociousness as a child, and Don does too.
So leading up to the first Child's Play, so you were kind of like grooming yourself to not be afraid of, the horror concept in a whole. Did Friday Night at least scare you a little bit as all, or were you just kind of like, oh, that's how they do it?
Yeah, I don't have a memory of it being
Okay.
all that scary. I think when Stephen Jeffries' character turns into, what was it, Eddie, or whatever his name was, that character. I think when he turned into a vampire, that was a little scary. But besides that, I was
Hmm.
pretty into it.
it says that you competed against hundreds of kids, and it came down to you and two others. How were the other two?
Uh,
And
yeah, I mean, I don't really remember specifics of who it was or anything. Nobody ever messaged me and said, "Hey, I was the last kid that you beat out." Um, I hope Elijah Wood was one of them,
Amazing.
just because he got everything that I ever went out for.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if I snagged that one from him. Uh, yeah, it's funny. I've kind of been making that joke. Like Elijah was in some of the rooms that I was growing up in New York auditioning. At
Okay.
least that's my memory. Um, and yeah, I went out for like both roles in The Good Son, Radio Flyer. Um,
He is in The Good Son. That's right.
yeah,
yeah,
Oh
like
my god, I love that.
five or six other films that I auditioned for that he ended up getting. So I've always just had like a playful, humorous rivalry with him.
Oh, that'd have been cool. You and Macaulay Culkin. That would've been
Yeah,
off
Macaulay. I
the
didn't. I never felt the same way about Macaulay. Like he got maybe a couple things. He got, The Good Son, and I think I never auditioned for Home Alone.
hook. Hmm.
Um, but I think maybe a couple other things. But yeah, so I always said that about Elijah. And then I bumped into him at an airport once, and he was very, very sweet,
I saw that
actually.
on your Instagram. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we just ran into each other, and I told him that too, and he got a good laugh out of it.
You are like, you took all my parts, dude.
I did. I said, "Yeah, can we take a picture since that's all I have, you know?"
That's hilarious.
What was your favorite thing about from what you can remember filming being filming of the first two Child's Play? Like obviously building these relationships with but was there anything else that you were like, hell, like, I love this, love this
That,
part.
that stood
Well, I
out
mean,
to you.
yeah, I mean, people have always asked if Afraid of the Doll. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So just watching how they made that doll work,
Yeah.
I thought was awesome. Being on a set was thrilling and exciting for my family and me. I mean, I was young, but I already really had a good appreciation for films in general. So just to be on a film set was super thrilling. The first one we filmed half in Chicago and half in LA. And so yeah, my memories of the first one are kind of just like still frame images of being on set,
Yeah.
Right.
but more the relationships that I made with
Yeah.
Catherine. And Catherine had never played a mom before, which is ironic because she became known as,
The mom. Yeah.
a television mom. But yeah, so that was kind of the bonds that we made with the other actors is what I remember the most and appreciate the most from the first film. The second was just super fun. I was at the back lot of Universal Studios.
Mm.
Um, got to walk through like the Back to the Future sets and other things. Like
Cool.
I had lunch with Michael J. Fox and his trailer.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
And I mean,
awesome.
I was the biggest Marty McFly fan
I
too.
love
Who
So
Back
was
to the
it?
I
Future.
knew exactly, I knew exactly, I knew everything about the film as I was asking him all kinds of questions about it. And yeah, it's all been downhill since that.
I was just telling my partner here is like, because we were talking about the Chucky movies, and I was telling him I love Child's Play 2, and I love it because I think it's just so crazy. It's off the hook. The whole Toy Factory scene is just
Yeah.
amazing, and
Yeah.
same with Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future too. You know,
Me too. That's my favorite. I think honestly, anyone who knows anything agrees. The first one was great, but the second one, you're in the past, you're in the future, you're
yeah,
in,
the
Yeah.
Sports Almanac.
alternate realities. I mean, the second one is kind of a perfect film.
Yeah, Biff Towers. It's
Yeah,
just amazing.
yeah,
I agree
yeah,
on that one. Although I disagree with well, not disagree. I love both Child's Play movies equally, probably, but for the part one, I still love a little bit more. Only
yeah.
because like it's a little for me, just for me, it's a little more scarier than the second one was.
Well, it is a little scarier. I mean, I think the advantage Child's Play 2 had though is we didn't have to go through all the
The build up.
explaining who the character is and
Yeah,
everything. We
true.
already knew
Yeah.
who he was, and he was able to deliver some one-liners and stuff without
Yeah.
all the setup, you know.
How was going to school and filming at the same time? How was that for you as a child?
Um, well, the first film I was in first grade, I left for about 3.5 months. They send you with a bunch of schoolwork,
Hmm.
basically like the rest of the year's schoolwork they sent to work with a tutor. Um, and then then I came back to school. It was still like a year before the film would come out. And back then, uh, I think kids weren't seeing things as frequently as they are now, like
Yeah.
R-rated
Yeah.
horror films. So for the most part, at least in elementary school, I didn't get harassed too much about it. But, people have asked me like, "Oh, when he came back, are you the coolest kid in school?" And that's absolutely not true. Um, I think most child actors would tell you that uh, kids at that age, they're not really impressed.
Yeah.
They don't think it's that cool.
Well, yeah, nowadays they have like on-set tutors and everything, right? I mean, like, or yeah,
Yeah,
so
but they did then too. Yeah.
mm,
There's a certain amount of
That's yeah,
time.
because you just I heard you mention that they sent the tutor with you along with a whole year of schoolwork.
Yeah.
I guess
And
I could see that
I
being
knocked it out pretty
frustrating.
quick, actually. And then it
Oh,
was just like, kind of just hanging out. It was a couple hours per day that have to be, um, you know, spent with the tutor.
yeah,
And then you can only be on set for a certain amount of hours. Uh, and then they have to send you home. And they're still this day very strict about that. I
yeah,
realized that in the TV series. I mean, uh, once they call it pumpkining.
hmm.
Once a child actor pumpkins, they have to leave. Like they can't even stay for one more take.
Oh, really?
okay.
Yeah.
Well, because otherwise they'll work you like a dog, right? If you're like, if there's no rules, they're just gonna work you all day, all night. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you're still working long days. Like it's kind of funny when you think about it. It's like, well, you're six, you can work for 8 hours, but not 8 hours a time. Yeah.
that
So
is crazy.
88, you made Child's Play. Let's talk a little bit about after that. 1989, you came out with Wait Until Spring, Bedini, and then
Bandini. Yeah.
Bandini, and then Just Like in the Movies. Let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
So uh I think I did just like in the movies first, filmed it first. I think maybe it came out second. I think it actually took a few years to come out. And I only saw it like once. I don't know how to get a copy of it. The actor who played my dad was an actor named J.O. Sanders. His face is like really familiar to everyone. He had a lot of work at that
Mhm.
time. But yeah, I don't remember too much about that. I don't remember too much about even the story or anything. I remember one scene where I think like uh, the character's dad, and I think my character's name was Carter or something. And the character's dad maybe was like a single dad, or after a divorce or something, trying to be a good father, teaching my character how to ride a bike. That's the only scene that I remember, because I remember that I knew how to ride a bike and I had to
Yeah.
pretend that I didn't. Um, and then Wait Until Spring Bandini is actually a fantastic film. It's based on a novel. I should know the author's name, but I can't remember it right now. But it was with some terrific actors too. Joe Mantegna, Faye Dunaway, an Italian actress named Ornella Muti, who is very, very famous.
It was written by Dominic de there.
Right. Okay. So I think he wrote a lot of novels that had popularity, but Wait Until Spring Bandini, it was a really good film. It was about I don't know, I guess it was maybe I'm not sure if it was like the 30s or the 40s, but it was kind of family of Italian American immigrants, and Joe Mantegna's character, who played my father, was like a really hardworking, labor worker, and
Hmm.
he ends up having an affair with a rich woman. Uh, and yeah, some really terrific acting in it, actually.
At this time, were you trying to pull away from horror movies?
No, I was an actor. I would take anything, for the most
Okay.
part.
Okay.
We'd take, you know, it's really difficult to get to a stage in that industry where you get to be super choosy.
Yeah, you just
Any
take
kind
it
of
as
work.
it
Yeah,
comes.
yeah, for the most part.
And then after that, then you dipped into Child's Play 2, which I personally, again, I loved. And then after Child's Play 2, you dipped in a movie called My Family Treasure.
Yeah, yeah, that wasn't exactly a masterpiece. Uh, it's a little silly movie that we made in New York City over a couple weeks. It was an interesting film in that like half of it was shot in Russia, I think, and then like all the flashback stuff was in Russia. It's kind of a ridiculous story, but uh Dee Wallace played my mother in the film, which was very cool. I now I've gotten to do probably 100 conventions with her all over the place, and I love her dearly. Everyone who knows her does, because she's just amazing.
Mhm.
But yeah, I told her about that early on when I met her at conventions, and she didn't remember the film at all. She had
Checks out.
no memory of making it.
Checks
Yeah,
out.
yeah. She's done so much work though that I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And then so after that, you decided to quit.
Yeah, pretty much. When I was about 12, uh, well, between Child's Play 2 and My Family Treasure, I didn't get much work.
Mhm.
And I was, leaving school instead of going to play baseball or hang out with my friends. I had to get in the car and sit in traffic to go from Jersey to Manhattan
Yeah.
to get rejected for something.
Yeah.
It just became not very fun. Um, and yeah, like what you said or asked earlier about, you don't really get a bunch of praise from kids back in school, so it just didn't seem fun anymore. It was kind of my idea to start. Obviously my family, my mother in particular, uh, had a lot to do with it, but it was my idea to start, and it was kind of my idea to stop. So I can't say I was really forced to do much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how was the reaction to your family of like going on that ride for that 6 year period of doing Child's Play 1 and 2, and then those other stints you did in between, and then so like what was their reaction to like you being on set, them seeing you in the films, like how was their overall reaction
Um,
to it?
I mean, honestly, challenging in many different ways, different
Hmm.
dynamics between my siblings, my parents. My parents, not that it was Chucky's fault, but they got divorced like during the first film.
Okay.
Um, I think my siblings had a difficult time with it. In some ways, it's kind of hard to be proud when it's like all encompassing and affects
Yeah.
so many different little avenues of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a challenge. It was and that was honestly another part of the reason why I kind of wanted to get away from the business. I didn't feel like it was doing my family much good.
Mhm.
Which, in retrospect, that's not entirely true, but it felt that way. It's kind of confusing things. You grow up really fast when you're in that business and working. Um, I kind of started working at 5 years old and I haven't stopped. So I'm 44 going on something older. I don't know.
Mhm. 44
And
years young, okay? 44
yeah.
years young.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And your
I'm on
mom's a sorry, go ahead, Nick.
No, so
I try to stay exceedingly immature for
yeah,
that reason.
I'm right up there with you. I just hit 40, so, so I'm getting up there.
You know,
Oh, for you, it's downhill, Nick.
Get the fuck out of here.
people always say like, "Oh, wait till you get to your 40s, things are difficult." 40 was fine. 42 is when shit gets weird. 40, I'm telling you, it is. At 42, you're like, "Oh, fuck, everything hurts."
Dude, that's how I
Yeah.
am right
Going
now
on.
at 40.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stretch every morning because I feel like if I don't stretch, I'm just fucked the whole day. I'm just
Yeah, I mean that's actually very good of you. Stretching is underrated. It's really
I,
important.
I said try to stretch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's more than I'm doing. So I don't even try, but I know it's good. You know?
So
So real quick, your mom was a hairstylist and your dad was a private detective.
Huh. Yeah, my mother was mostly a mother.
Yeah.
Um, so she had three kids, and that was her main job. But she did remodel our back room into a little salon chair kind of thing, and she did haircuts in the back of my house. And my dad was a retired police officer, retired Air Force, well, was in the Air Force, was a retired police officer, and then opened up a private investigator firm that he worked for over 40 years. Yeah.
Wow.
oh wow.
Did he ever tell
Yeah.
you like as you grew up older, like past all this point, uh, did he ever tell you anything like crazy stories? Like he's like, oh, I was
Oh,
involved in
yeah.
this one thing.
Oh, sure. He had a bunch of crazy stories. From he was a police officer in a town called Lodi, which is in North Jersey,
Yeah.
for about a decade. He had a ton of stories from that. And then as a private detective, you kind of get your hands in all kinds of interesting things. I
I can
mean,
imagine that. Yeah.
it's a lot of like, just serving subpoenas and getting footage of things for insurance fraud reasons and stuff
Mm.
like that. But every now and then there was some really interesting ones too. I recently asked him to a couple years ago, I got him a little voice recorder. Obviously, we all have that on our phones, but I thought a voice recorder he would use more. And I asked him to record a bunch of his stories, but he didn't really get around to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's all too graphic for you. it's
I
it's
think there was a
you're
lot of humor
so
and
you
a lot of it.
yeah. So you're Italian and Irish, correct?
Yeah, I'm Italian, I'm Irish, I'm English, I'm a little German. Uh, I'm a little there's like 6% Jewish and
Mm-hmm.
3% Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, a little all over the place. But I grew up in North Jersey, and everyone in North Jersey is Italian, whether you're Italian or not.
Yeah.
It's just
I've been to Hoboken.
yeah, yeah. It's just the culture up there. I mean, it's very, very an Italian kind of area, and the traditions that come along with that in that
So
culture.
did you grow up with a big family and
I
have
did.
okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. My mother had she was one of six. Um, and so I had plenty of cousins and aunts and uncles and yeah, big Italian get-togethers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I was wondering.
Yeah, Sunday pasta and sauce.
Oh
And
yeah.
I make some pretty good tomato sauce myself. And I
Ne-
say sauce, even though technically if there's meat involved, it's gravy, and that is, but we never called it gravy, but others did.
So you can't say stuff like that because now you got to send us a jar of your sauce.
No, I actually have a label for it and everything.
Get out of here! Oh, you got to send
I
us some.
do. I do.
You got to send us some of that. I love spaghetti.
Yeah, yeah.
So after, you definitely got to. You have a name for it?
Yeah, Vincenzo's Bloody Good Sunday Sauce.
Ooh, I love it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Even though Bloody Good is like sounds Australian, it's kind of has like a horror theme that everything in my
Mhm.
life is always going to have a horror theme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
That's
You
gonna
got to play
stick with
into
you.
it.
Yeah.
So after My Family Treasure, you took a huge break, about what, 13, 15 years, and then
Uh,
you
longer than
cast,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and
From
then
12 to 32.
you cast it for Dead Country.
Don't even know what that is. But
Okay.
yes.
And then after Dead Country, On the Ropes
Yeah,
as
don't
a prank
remember.
caller.
Yeah, okay. I don't really know.
Yeah, I
I don't
love
know that I've
it.
seen it.
I
Uh,
love it.
yeah,
And then right after that, 2013, you jumped into The Curse of Chucky as Andy Barkley again.
I did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
What?
Which, I getting that call from Don, who I had kind of reconnected with a few years prior to that. And he was always like my hero growing up. I've written my whole life, and I thought that he was a writer was just the coolest thing, and he was just a cool, really incredibly sweet guy when I was young, and so he was always kind of a hero of mine. Um, and yeah, to get that call from him that he wanted me to come back, first in Curse, and then 4 years later in a bigger way with Cult, when I've been, kind of out of the business for
Yeah.
so long. I think it took a certain amount of trust, and it's meant the world to me that he would take a chance on me.
Yeah,
Well, real quick, even before Curse of Chucky, you did a House Guest Massacre.
that was after.
Oh,
So
was it after?
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Oh, my
no, I
bad.
think it
My
was
bad.
before. We filmed it before.
Okay.
House Guest, I was just hired to write a screenplay, which I've written maybe seven or eight in my life. And a couple of them were for hire. Uh, I should have worked things out better that I'm in the Writers Guild because I did technically sell scripts, but I, that didn't happen. But because they was on the independent level. But yeah, I got paid to write a script for these guys locally in Florida.
Hmm.
Um, and the objective that I was kind of given was it needs to take place pretty much in one location and be very, very cheap to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's really what it was. I mean, I think they spent under $1,000 to make this movie, a feature.
Wow.
Um, the quality maybe reflects that. But anyhow, the script was kind of fun, and I tried to put some humor into it. And then when it was written, it was right around the time that I was kind of being presented with this opportunity to return as Andy, and I hadn't done much acting, and they wanted me to act in it and to have a role in it
Hmm.
because I felt rightly so that I could use the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took that job and yeah, played this character Rob. It was just kind of like a go nowhere, do nothing kind of bum of a human being who has an opportunity to kind of save the day and protect his sister.
Yeah. Rob Murphy.
Rob Murphy, yeah.
Is this all around the same time too you got into sound design?
Well, not really. I had already kind of been doing that. In the late 90s, I was like producing and making techno is what
Hmm.
we called it then before EDM was a thing.
Yeah.
I still like
I
to
still
call
call
it
it techno. Yeah.
I
Me
still
too.
call it techno too. Techno, of course, obviously has a lot of subcategories. But yeah, I was making like trancey kind of techno. And then I started making more like hardcore 909s type of music.
Hmm.
And I was friends with a couple DJs, and I was a bit of a raver, and I would work on tracks with like my friend DJ Hypertech, and then go watch him spin it in
Oh, that's rad.
City, which was super fun. So that really kind of got me into it to begin with. I play piano a little bit, but I'm not really much of an instrumentalist.
Hmm.
But I understand music and I can program it pretty well. So like I did that for a while, and then yeah, kind of was hoping to have a career in that. So I went to a school called Full Sail. Some people
Yep.
know it in Orlando.
Hmm.
even though I kind of got terrible grades in high school, I graduated at the top of my class in recording arts. Got
Hackensack?
I went to Hackensack High School,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was awful there. I was the worst.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
I was the worst kid.
Yeah. I think there was something like 350 kids in my graduating class, and I graduated like fifth to last.
Yeah, I barely graduated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we're in the
I,
same
I
boat.
I had to do one of those co-op programs to leave school and go to work just to get enough credits to try to get through my
Oh,
senior year.
well,
Yeah.
I went to continuation school, so
Same
it was
here, yeah.
yeah, it's like it's like the second school behind the main school, you know.
Yeah, my
Oh yeah,
first
we had one of those. It was called the Bell. You had to be a bit of a mess to to attend there,
yeah,
but
my first 2 years of high school, I just like shitted on my grades. And then
Yeah.
then I got kicked out and then sent
yeah.
to a continuation school for my last 2 years just to fucking barely get a diploma. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just cut class a lot and go
That's
smoke
what
weed
I
with my
that's
friends.
exactly what I did. I was cutting school, smoking weed, and skateboarding.
Yeah, and
And
I would come back to class like ridiculously high. Uh,
yeah, and get kicked out
and
of class.
and yeah, and for a while it was like, oh shit, they know. And then it was like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like fine, I don't care. I would, sometimes when it was like a test day or whatever, they would say like, once you finish your test, you can leave.
Yeah.
So I would just sign my name on it and hand it in and walk out.
I remember me and my buddy,
Zero.
we had English class and we came back so high and we just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
And we were just laughing. And then the teacher finally said, "You two get out of the class and don't come back." And we just sat out. I was so high. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Fucking
Yeah.
why walk
Yeah.
out of
And then
class?
you realize I could do this every day. This is always going to work. Yeah, I remember pretty clearly, like my senior year, for history, I had my teacher was the coach of the varsity football team,
Mhm.
so he didn't want to be there either. Teaching history, he wanted to be coaching. Uh, Mr. Serco was his name, and it was third period, I remember, and you were allotted whatever 16 absences for the year.
Yeah.
And at the last week, they call you up and they tell you about your grades. They call you up to his desk, and tell you about your grades and stuff. And he said, "Yeah, you got about a C in the class. You passed." And I was like, "Oh, good." He said, "But there's an issue. You're allowed 16 absences, and you missed my class 56 times this year." And I said, "Yeah, I don't feel good usually in the mornings." And he's like, "Yeah, all right. I'm gonna write 16." And it's like, "You're the
It's
man.
gonna be a
Thank you."
record.
Yeah.
Fuzz of function. You missed 40 classes more than you needed to
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's legendary right there.
But anyway, I was saying, so then when it was something that I wanted to study, I'm sorry, this crazy bird is making noise behind me. Um, when it was something I wanted to study, I graduated with like a 3.96 uh from Full Sail. And then you know, I realized that it's a pretty difficult job to
Yeah.
get hired at a recording studio
Yeah, yeah,
because the people that have those jobs are there forever.
Yeah.
I ended up moving to Tampa with the girl I was dating from Orlando to Tampa, and she got a good job, and I was, still looking for a job in a recording studio, but I went back to waiting tables, which I've done for like 17 years in my life. I was a pretty excellent server, if I do say so. I was really good at it, and
that's right.
I kind of enjoyed that business, the restaurant business, and
Hmm.
so I did that for a few more years, and I was having a hard time getting any kind of employment in recording. So I opened up my own studio. It's just AV Productions is
Hmm.
what it was called originally. Uh, and yeah, it's in Clearwater. I still have the place now. 12 years later, I've recorded over 300 artists.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Um, you know, usually at the kind of entry level, uh, people that want to take their music serious enough that they're coming to a studio, but not like signed acts or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
They would have went to like the larger, more expensive, you know. But I was able to squeak by and keep the place open and really help, as a writer myself and a bit of a musician. It became exciting to help people get the vision in their minds out onto a wave file.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I produced several records, a lot of hip hop, a lot of metal bands, rock, singer-songwriter types. I'm wrapping up a record, the fourth record with an older gentleman named Danny Dwyer. This is our fourth record. He's an incredible writer and
Hmm.
a great singer, and we're wrapping up his record right now. We're in mix after tracking it off and on for the past several months. Um, so yeah, I enjoy that kind of work.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's really
I,
cool.
yeah, I went to school too for that also. But general ed like killed me. I couldn't like the interest of everything else was like I aced easily,
That
Yeah.
all the
that
music stuff
that
easy
GE.
breeze. But general like I suffered so bad in like general ed. I was like I just can't push through. And plus at the time I was working full time, raising a family, like all that shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
there's just too much on my plate. I couldn't do it, so I had to back out. But and then the other thing too, the same thing you were saying is like trying to get into studios was like this is like the boom of home studios. So everybody was already producing their own stuff anyway. So I was like, where am I going to fit in? Like for the most part,
Yeah. Well, that is becoming an issue. My studio, like obviously I do a lot of personal appearances and stuff. And I get different little gigs here and there and
Hmm.
some acting here and there. But uh yeah, the studio has gotten pretty slow over the years. A combination of just our shitty economy, but also, yeah, people think that they can produce everything at home right now, and
Yeah.
there are tools that maybe make that possible.
It does.
But I do want to, say kind of defending my position in it because it's also correct. Uh, Producer is not just someone who hits the buttons for you. It's,
Right.
they're able to guide you and be an objective voice, and um, the best work, the best music is produced. It's not done at home by someone who, uses a plugin and chat GPT. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So there is a purpose still to having a producer. Um, and I wish more people would see that.
So do you like because your alias for your stage name is Electric Bullet, right?
Yeah, that's for when I DJ. Yeah,
Yeah, for any DJ. Do you like doing the DJ sets?
I love DJing. I mean, like I said, I was going to raves and stuff when I was younger. I used to have Technique 1200s and would DJ at home, kind of in like some parties and stuff. But I never really did it out anywhere,
Hmm.
and life was just taking me in other directions. But now I've done a few light gigs, and I'm really really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I always knew that I would enjoy doing it.
It's
And
music. Yeah, everybody loves music.
yeah,
It's
I've also, published like six poetry books, and
Right.
I write a poem almost every day, at least one. I've done that since I was maybe 9 years old.
yeah.
I write a lot. My brain is constantly writing things, rhyming, trying to process complex thoughts and express them in a way that is receivable.
Hmm.
Um, so my brain kind of works that way anyway. So the Electric Poet is really just, first of all, that was like my kind of moniker stage name for music for a long, long time, 20 years on SoundCloud or whatever. So when I started going out and actually spinning parties and conventions and after parties and stuff, the Electric Poet was already my name, so I didn't have to come up with that. I already had
Right.
that one. And yeah, so I try to keep all of my sets telling a bit of a story. Um, so the name kind of tries to like try to let it hold ground and meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to. Well, I mean, Nick, back in the day, well, he, I've heard some of Nick's raps before.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
he's
used to
nice
make
with it.
I used to make beats and rap and stuff
So
a lot from high school probably up to my 30s, and then I just just life
yeah,
happened.
lives.
Yeah.
Life, yeah, that's a good one.
No, but yeah, I still am working on music all the time. I just put out I've released a bunch of like singles and stuff, but I just put out my first actual record. It's kind of like tech house, continuous, 9 songs. It's called Learning to Fly. It's on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube and all the places. Uh, and it's yeah, Under the Electric Poet.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I was just telling Nick the other day. I was like, we should like do some funny stuff for the channel, you know? Because I've dabbled in it myself. I'm not very good at it, but I'm more on the producing side. But I do like
Yeah.
to write a lot. I used to write poetry as well, a lot that when I was younger, and then I don't know why I kind of got out of it. But every now and then I'll just kind of freestyle on paper and just kind of go and go and go, and it just really pulls me down and like puts me to a place where like I don't have to worry so much anymore about like what's happening in the moment, you know? I just I let that kind of melt away and I'm just like, okay, like what am I talking about right now in this moment? And why am I writing this? And then I kind of go and then
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's really stream of consciousness, which is it's really kind of a very effective way to write. It might leave you with some revisions, but
yeah,
a lot of rappers have come into my studio and freestyle, which as a sound engineer is the biggest pain in the ass ever because they can't do the same thing twice in a row,
right,
and then they want me to edit it into a song. But yeah, it's kind of just opening up yourself and channeling thoughts without judging them as you go.
right.
It's a little difficult for me because I've spent so much time writing from a kind of meticulous place. So I can't really freestyle as well, but I've written plenty of raps myself.
yeah. You said the Electric Poet learning to fly.
Correct.
Is a cover a picture of like Archangel?
That's it.
I'm downloading that right now.
That's it on, and then I kind of made like a visual representation. There's like that angel to kind of follow him through a journey from through the nine tracks. If you look on YouTube, and I just kind of made had fun with it and just used some basic visualizer techniques along with some images that I made for the record.
I'm definitely gonna rock it in the car and I'm driving.
Good, play it loud.
I will. We're running out of time, so let's jump back into this so fast. So house guest, the dark military and descending. House guest, by the way, we were trying to find that movie. We can't
I
find
can't
that
find it. Yeah.
for shit.
Awesome.
But then you did the dark military and descending, and then you jumped right back into the cult of Chucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I did those other films were like kind of just little small gigs that I was offered that I've done a few of those, that are just like one day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then yeah, Cult of Chucky, which was a thrill to work on. I'm actually really fond of that movie too.
Hmm.
Uh, and that was like the first real challenge. I mean, Curse, that scene was important, but there was a lot that I had to do. Andy had some really good stuff in Cult of Chucky, so
Yeah.
I enjoyed making that a whole lot. And then the TV series, which to me personally, I think is the best thing we've done.
I love it. I
I love
love
it.
the
Yeah,
TV
I watched
series.
all of it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was just done so beautifully. I
Hmm.
think it's, people maybe didn't trust because it was on TV, but
Yeah.
it's the goriest shit we ever did. We're
yeah,
we're, we're allotted 10 fucks per episode, so that's plenty. Uh, it's I think Chucky looks fantastic in it,
yeah.
and we get to expound on the story and have fun with it. I think it's equal parts like gory, campy, but also even kind of sweet at
Hmm.
moments.
Mhm.
And certainly a little profound. And everything Don does, I find quite brilliant.
Yeah. It
So
has a really good vibe. Because I remember when I was gonna come out and I was like, a Chucky show, and then it came out and I was like, damn, this is really good.
yeah, yeah, we're super super proud of it.
I was hooked. I
Yeah,
was like working with Fiona because I know like with uh Brad Dourif, like you really didn't get to work with him because like he was just the voice of
He
Chucky, right?
pre-recorded all of his voices, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it does seem that like mm, a couple times he's there when I'm there.
Okay.
Like so, for example, my scene in Curse of Chucky, the first time I'm acting in a major thing in
Hmm.
over 20 years, he's sitting there at Video Village watching me. Like if I wasn't intimidated enough. Uh, and then season three, that kind of one scene that Andy has that's was a wild scene. He was sitting there watching me. He's always been really complimentary of my work, which is kind of blows my mind because he's so fantastic. Uh, but yeah, working with Fiona is terrific. I mean,
Yeah,
Fiona and I have something in common. We're Chucky. We're first of all we're the same age, and Chucky has been in our lives for the same amount of time
yeah.
since the same age. And I don't think anyone is closer to Chucky than me and
Hmm.
her. You know,
Yeah.
she grew up with Chucky very much present in
Yeah.
her life. But yeah, working with her is fantastic. Working with Christine, who I'm so close with,
Right.
great. Collaborating in any kind of way that I can with Don and just working with him is thrilling. And then, you know, the icing on the cake is Jennifer Tilly. To
Yeah.
work with her,
Yeah.
to even be her friend is fucking cool. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
she's brilliant, funny, and really really sweet. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, this lifetime of Chucky is certainly plenty of curse of Chucky, right? But I'd be blind to not notice the blessings that I've received from it and through it. So Chucky said we'd be friends till the end, and he wasn't kidding.
Yeah, it was a line for sure. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wasn't lying.
Now, as the star of Child's Play from the 80s till now, what were your thoughts on the Chucky remake that came
Oh
out?
yeah.
You had to save your worst question for last. It's supposed to go the other way.
What were your
You're supposed
thoughts
to
on that?
build up to like some great closer, but
No,
that's
how did you feel about that?
such a shitty question. Uh, I think I already answered it just now. No, the reality is, first of all, I never saw it. Secondly, we were trying to get a TV series greenlit on the air. So when that came out, it confused people, it distracted people. Still to this day, people think we had something to do with it, and we had nothing
Mhm.
to do with it. Not one
Right.
crew member, not one writer, not one anything. It had nothing to do with us. Uh, so yeah, so we were really just at the time mostly concerned about it confusing our fan base. Uh, if they didn't like it, assigning that blame to us when
Yeah.
we had nothing to do with it, but also just from a physical standpoint, like a practical, trying to get a show on the air, it, it made it a challenge. Um, so I'm kind of glad that the TV series was so great and kind of smoked that whole project.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, obviously no hard feelings towards the cast or crew that were just doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Um, I like Aubrey Plaza a lot. The kid who played, Andy,
Mhm.
Gabriel is such a sweet kid. He wrote me a very, very kind message
Oh,
when that was happening.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I have no like real beef with it, but it was just at the time it was it confused the fan base,
Yeah, it was
especially
conflicting.
the average fan who's not like the go in a horror convention type of horror fan, but just aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still think, they maybe didn't watch the TV series because they didn't like that. So not thrilled
I
about
just watched that. I just watched it again recently, and I'm like, I couldn't even finish it.
I fucking hated that
I was
movie.
like,
I
yeah, I
hated
was
that.
like, Jesus, yeah,
I think it was ridiculous.
that. Hashtag not my Chucky.
yeah.
So you're
Um,
working real quick. I'm sorry, hold on. So
no, no, go ahead.
you're working on the sound right now for Sorority of the Damned.
I finished that. That's out already on Blu-ray. Yeah,
Okay.
I did a lot of sound design and sound mixing on that. It's kind of like a horror action comedy. So, thousands of sounds were needed to construct some of the action scenes in it. And it's silly. It's a friend of mine makes some fun uh comedy horror stuff, and that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of in that. I've done sound for a few films for him. Another one called Frostbite.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
helped a little bit with like a web series that he did. Yeah, I've done sound for several films. It's a fun project. It's very intense labor work though. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I must have had to manipulate and craft and design thousands of sounds for that film.
Yeah.
The way that they kind of wrapped up they didn't really wrap up your storyline on season three, but it was a dream sequence. But like, are you willing to come back in another iteration of, or continuation of Chucky? Like, if they decide to greenlight another one, are you like, "Okay,
If
I'm
if
good to go."
if they made another Chucky movie, are you gonna come back in it?
Uh, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I would
Right.
assume so. It would it's a difficult thing to turn down a character that I'm so connected with and that
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing these conventions for so many years. I've met quite literally hundreds and thousands of Chucky fans.
Yeah.
I do feel a bit of responsibility to a story that's 38 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you know, Damballa willing, we get the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, you have a lot of love and support out there, that's for sure.
Well, I appreciate that.
One
I
thing,
was,
one thing we didn't touch on, you did a show called South Essential as an episode, and you played yourself.
Uh, no, I think my character's name was like Vince Alexson or something. It's kind of like a silly, goofy thing. I think I play a pot dealer.
I can
Um,
see
it's
that. I
about
can see
child
that.
actors, all right?
I can see that.
yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on
Isn't
YouTube.
it about child actors?
It's about a child actor, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not me, but another
Right, right.
character. John C. Davis, my friend Joe Davison, who was the writer and creator of it. Um, and yeah, it was fun. We had a fun little scene there.
That's good.
Oh, actually, one more thing. So you had a podcast for a minute. Final note.
I've
Do you
had
have
two.
any?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. Did you have? Did you want to do it again, or you just kind of over it?
I had the final note, which was just me and actually that same very friend, Joe Davison, and my buddy Mikey, just kind of bullshitting and interviewing friends of mine from,
Hmm.
the
Right.
horror world. We enjoyed that a lot. And then Christine and I did one called Chucky Talks.
Okay.
I gotta check that out.
It's on YouTube. We did a couple little breakdowns, but we interviewed like most of the actors that were in season one of the show.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um, and it's just a ton of work, and
Yeah.
we didn't really have a producer to do it, so we were trying to do it ourselves while managing all the other facets of our life. And
Yeah.
without the help, it just became too much work.
Yeah.
Um, my studio, however, does have kind of a little subdivision, Studio B, if you will, called the Pod Stop, where we can produce other people's podcasts, and I will probably end up doing one of my own. Maybe like Alex Vincent's Friends Till the End or something, where
Well,
Hmm.
I
that'd be dope.
interview a bunch of people.
I would love to hear that.
I enjoy interviewing people a lot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that I'm not the best businessman. I'm not the best like get marketing person. So it's a challenge to get traction on your podcast,
It
no
is.
matter no matter
Trust me.
what no matter what perceived advantages one may have to start. It's a shit ton of work.
Yeah.
I spray by every day of just what we can get.
Anything that you want to shout out or promote, or have anything coming out soon that you want to shout
Uh,
out?
just yeah, follow the Electric Poet. Go check out my record that I just put out. It's only came out a couple months ago. There'll be more music coming under that as well. You can find out where I'm DJing, what conventions I'm appearing at just at my Instagram, Alex_Vincent. And then if you want to if you need any mixes done, tracking or recording at my studio, you can go to theloopstudios.com.
Awesome.
Perfect. For those that are listening, we are beyond the underscore ether on Instagram, or my personal account, Chloe underscore DTO on Instagram as well. Nick, what do you got?
You can find me on Instagram at Bay Area Creep. And if you need to email us, it's boocrew2025@gmail.com.
And that's it.
Well,
Again,
thank you
thank you.
guys for having me on. You had some good questions. I appreciate all the kind words.
Thank you. We truly appreciate having you on here.
If we get to any
You
conventions, definitely got to say hi to you.
you
And
got to have faith for this to work, Mr. Vincent. I had to say that. I was
Gotta
like, I had
have
to say.
gotta have faith, the faith, the faith.
No,
Chucky says bye as well.
we truly appreciate you coming up on here and talking to us. It was a
Uh,
blast. You're an awesome dude. You're very kind. Again, you got a lot of love and support out there, and we're definitely always looking forward to stuff for you come out in.
I really appreciate that. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Be goodbye.
All right.
Thanks again.
Peace.